Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. I hope you are having a great day. In today's story, after breaking up with her ex, OP decides to cut contact with all of his family, including his daughter. But is she punishing a kid for her father's actions? Is that unfair? Or not? Am I the idiot for cutting his daughter off and taking away the things I was doing for her, after she had some type of relationship with the woman her father cheated with? I, female 29, usually stay with my boyfriend, Carl male 38, on weekends. He lives with his daughter, female 16, when she's in due to joint custody. He works a job that he hates because he has no opportunities for growing his career, so 7 months ago, he started a company with an associate, Gabby female 35. She's definitely successful and knowledgeable, so my concern was what would happen if she ever decided to cut him off. I'm mentioning this because his contribution to their association was to bring clients, but not technical or anything. For the past 5 months, he stayed out late while working on their plans. I never had any reason for doubt or suspicion, until he went to meet her on a Sunday afternoon. I didn't say anything because I know starting a business requires lots of effort, but it's odd to allow an associate to interfere with family life. 2 weekends ago, she showed up and berated him for cheating on her. What? We were hanging out at his place with his 2 brothers, mother-in-law, his daughter and sister-in-law. Gabby showed up knocking at the door while Carl was in the shower. I started getting weirded out when his family seemed hesitant to answer the door. His brother finally went to talk to her, but she walked past him and confronted me. She asked about our relationship. I'll admit that I was a bit rude because I got defensive. Then his other brother went to get Carl and it all turned into a shit show. At this point, I'm disgusted and I don't know who was the real girlfriend and who was the side chick. Also, it's worth noting that she accused his family of betraying her. Carl remained vague when I demanded some answers and I felt like slapping him, but I controlled myself. She stormed out after an ugly exchange. I broke up with him that same day and haven't been able to find my way back into a good mental state. I can't believe anything he says, so whatever he explains will be a lie. This is where I might be the a-hole. I made the decision to pull my support for his daughter. I had been paying for a makeup subscription box but cancelled it. She was getting her prom dress as a loan from a friend of mine who has 4 girls, but I told my friend what happened and we agreed that his daughter doesn't deserve any of my help. I also kicked them both out of my streaming services and will not help with the history school project, nor will I keep her in my magazine subscription plan. Carl reached out trying to discuss what I'm doing about his daughter. He said she's just a teenager and she shouldn't pay for, quote, his mistakes. I agree that she has no power to keep him from doing bad things, nor to keep him from being a liar, and I know that she wouldn't be in a position to warn me that her dad was cheating. But she's almost 17 next month, and she's very mature and she's definitely capable of telling right from wrong, and she had 0 problems getting stuff and receiving help and favors from me, and was very comfortable asking for things. She's not a brat or the demanding type. She low-key asked for stuff and I was happy to help. I'm sure she also benefited from Gabby, because it makes sense since I'm under the impression that Gabby was no stranger to her either. I told him, let Gabby do it, and he tried to complain about how Gabby, quote, vandalized their website. She took their page down and all it shows is a black screen. He says she locked him out of all the logins and supposedly had all her contacts block him. The only thing giving a little joy right now is imagining him naked and holding his balls out in the cold. LOL. So am I the idiot? My friends are divided over this, not because of him, but because they say she's just a teenager. Yeah, I think you're going too easy on the daughter. I understand she's just a teenager, and telling you about her dad's cheating scheme, while it would be the right thing to do, might put her in a difficult position with him, and she didn't want that. And he could even accuse her of betraying him, the hypocrisy of that. But she knew he was cheating on you, she knew about the other woman, so the least she could do was not ask you for things. She didn't need to take advantage of you. But maybe that's the way she was raised, since apparently, the whole family knew about the cheating, and had no problem with him cheating on both women, or helping cover for him. This whole family is disgusting, they are all leeches, and her ex is a manipulator, a cheater, a liar, a jerk, who deserves to be alone. And no, his daughter doesn't deserve to pay for his mistakes, but cheating isn't a mistake, it's a choice, especially the way that he did. He's an idiot, and unfortunately, because of his choices, his daughter will also end up suffering some of the consequences. I'm sorry, but it's not your fault, OP, and you don't owe her anything. And I'm also sorry for the pain you must be feeling right now, but getting rid of this man and this family was a blessing for you and your future. And what do you guys think of this situation? What would you do if you were OP? Would you continue helping your ex's daughter, or would you do the same as OP? Don't forget to leave your thoughts down below. Now, let's read what some of the comments say about this. How long have you known his daughter? She knew her dad was cheating on you and didn't care enough to say anything. Also, you broke up with her dad. Do you have any desire to maintain contact with him, his daughter, or any part of his life? If not, then you did the right thing. You should inform him or her about needing to find a new dress, so that she doesn't get entirely blindsided, only because that's a formative experience for teenagers, but you don't owe her any favors or further involvement. However, if you've been involved with raising her for years, you may want to reconsider your approach, and wait until after the anger has subsided a bit before making any decisions about her. Just my 2 cents. Not the idiot. I've known her since she was 15. I don't want to continue the relationship, because I don't trust her, neither her dad, nor anyone in their family. It sucks, but why would you continue to help out someone else's kid? Tell Carl that she's not your kid, so maybe her father should start paying for some of this stuff, so she doesn't feel like she's being punished. Also, block him. And it's not her fault, but it's not your responsibility either. Not the idiot. Honestly, it sucks his daughter was caught in the crossfire, but if it were me I would make a total clean break, which means both of them. Block the cheating piece of shit and move on. It's his kid, let him figure it out, she has a mother. Not your circus, not your monkeys. Not the idiot at all, she apparently learned from her family how to take advantage of people's kindness. Hopefully this will teach her a lesson, especially if, as you said, she's a mature almost 17 years old, this is a lesson she needs to learn. And what about you guys? Do you agree with the comments? What else would you advise to her? Don't forget to leave your opinions down below. Oh, and I hope you are enjoying the video so far. If so, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notifications to know when a new video is out. Now let's go to the update. Update: am I the idiot for cutting his daughter off and taking away the things I was doing for her, after she had some type of relationship with the woman her father cheated with? Thanks to everyone who took the time to reply. I think the consensus was about his daughter. I will not be contacting her, at all. I reached out to Gabby via social media and she replied. I explained my position and that I didn't know about her, hence I was very rude and reacted with hostility. We exchanged messages. She says that initially, he told her that we were in an open relationship that was about to end. They were talking for months before they began their relationship. She says he first introduced his kid, then his younger brother, and that she met his mom when Carl invited him for lunch and had his mom show up without telling him. Also, she said that his mom was less than friendly, and that his mother made a small scene because she decided to pick a fight with her boyfriend. He and mother-in-law are currently broken up. There's no way that she's making this up, mother-in-law treated that guy like shit. About his daughter. Carl used to visit Gabby on some weekends and would leave his kid at Gabby's place because they bonded over DIY projects. Now I know where his daughter got her fairy, witchy, fantasy, elf polymer clay jewelry and hair accessories from. So I guess his working on weekend gigs was a lie. She said they became a couple about a month or 2 after starting their company, because she wouldn't accept an open relationship. He told her that we were done, when in fact, we never broke up, or had a crisis, nothing. Gabby mentioned that her dad effing hates him, and that things began to get rough because of things he did and her dad noticed. She says she and her dad and other family members always meet for Saturday dinner or Sunday brunch at a particular restaurant, and that her dad noticed how she paid for Carl and his kid, always. And if Carl ever paid for his food, he didn't pay for hers. She said her dad called her out, because her dad would usually pay for everyone, his treat, his family, and that he was getting very uncomfortable about Carl. And that he paid for Carl to avoid making a scene, but that he was fed up. So her dad told Carl he expected to be treated for a change, as a hostile joke, when they arrived at the restaurant, and that Carl was very offended and later told her that her dad's remark was a put-down. She also said that her best friend raised concerns about him, and that everything started to crumble because he didn't attend her family's lunch as he promised, and that he remained a bit low-key during the holidays and claimed to have influenza. He used both of us, but he took far more advantage of her, because she made material things available, and while I don't know her except for this situation, her messages show that she's very affected, but mostly angry, and I wouldn't be surprised if she ended up destroying him. She repeatedly mentioned that he deserved getting his life ruined. I didn't know that Carl didn't get an MBA like he told me. He never worked the 2 jobs that he told me about and also put in his resume. She found out because she paid for background checks and other tools when things started not adding up. Supposedly, this was part of why she started testing his abilities and had been thinking about pulling the plug business-wise. She says it's all BS and that he's very insecure about his social standing. She told me a lot of stuff, but in a nutshell, I'm going to get tested for STDs and already told my family what happened. I'm leaving it at that, because writing about it really irritates me for being stupid enough to believe him. Thanks again. Don't blame yourself, OP. Looks like this guy is a professional manipulator and liar. He comes from a family of leeches who don't mind lying and taking advantage of people. And from the looks of it, he's teaching his daughter to be just like him. Honestly, thank God for Gabby's dad, because if he hadn't started suspecting of your ex, who knows how much longer he would have deceived and taken advantage of you too. Now go live your best life, and forget about this a-hole and his family. Now let's see what the comments have to say about the update. How do you get background checks done? Did she say what services she used? That seems like it should be done right at meeting someone nowadays. She didn't say, but I'm assuming it may be a service used by HR companies. Also, she said that she corroborated his said graduation year to the public PDF document, from that graduation in that university, and his name wasn't there nor on PDFs 5 years back or 5 years forward. This whole situation is a masterclass in why you should never ignore red flags. The dad lied about everything, his relationship, his job, his education, and somehow still had the audacity to act offended when people didn't cater to him. The daughter is just a casualty in all this, but wow. Imagine finding out your dad is not just a cheater, but also a full-time con artist. Hope OP gets tested and then blocks everyone involved. Not the idiot, you were never stupid, he was just a master manipulator who juggled lies like a full-time job. The fact that both you and Gabby saw through him in the end says everything. Glad you're prioritizing yourself now, and honestly, he deserves whatever karma has in store. Yes, he does. And what did you guys think of the update? Were you surprised about the background check? And all of the things that the ex has lied about over the years? Don't forget to leave your comments down below. And that's it for today, everyone. I hope you enjoyed it. If so, go watch the video that is appearing on the screen right now or click on one of our playlists that are in the description to watch more videos. Until next time.